Okay, we're going to begin with some basic shell programming, and to do that we'll do some simple mathematics. Now before I start, I'll just point out here in this example I'm using my lecture notes, but I'll also be using a connection to a Linux computer. Here's a program I had written called intcalc.bat, but you can see right now the way it was set up by default: read write to the owner, read write to the group, and read only to the world. Now what I did is I did a change mod 770. That 0 means the world gets nothing, but 77 means I get read write and execute access. And since I'm the owner of this file, I can execute it, and you see it changed color to green in this case, but you see the read write execute. I'm not actually going to use that program. Got one here called basicmath.sh. We'll just take a look at what I've got right here. This is some of the arithmetic that I'm planning on using. A equals 3, B equals 2, C equals 4. I set up D equals $, parentheses, parentheses, $A plus $B, close parentheses, and then I echo $D. Echo is just printing to the screen the variable. Variables are typically names or letters used to represent values. They could be numbers, they could be words, it could be lots of different things. But the shell scripting language doesn't have a great mathematics program, so we'll talk more about that in just a few minutes here. So you can see that's what I've got in my system here. And here's another example, but maybe before I get to that, let me go actually to this and actually run this program. So I'm going to do Control X and save this, and let me show you ls minus l. Same thing, I got that problem, read write execute. I don't have it. I think I'll do a change mod 770 basic math.sh, and now I should see a changed color. Yep, / basic math.sh, and there's the answer 5. Assume that's the right answer. Go back up here. 3 and 2 is 5. Yeah, sure. What if I put a space here? Just did that one little change. Now let's rerun it. Isn't that weird? I just put a space in there. It didn't work. Get rid of that space. Works again. What if I got rid of parentheses? Well, I'll get rid of one set of parentheses. Doesn't work. Look at that's an interesting thing. Basic by line 4, 3 plus 2, command not found. It's treating that as a command. So that's why just the quirks of this language, this shell scripting language, is in this example to do this. The $ is essentially setting up a variable value. It's evaluating within the two parentheses what's happening here plus here. It's very particular about some stuff. Let's just say I put spaces on either side of the plus sign, because some people like to do that. In other languages you can, and it looks nice. In this case it does allow that. What if I put a space here and here? Doesn't allow that. So it's very particular. You gotta really get used to the language itself. Because it doesn't allow it here and here, I'm going to eliminate from here and here, just because I won't confuse myself. I'll just get used to doing it that way, which the point of that is many times there's multiple ways of doing the same thing. Now, Let's go back and add that next line here. E equals, and it doesn't have to be uppercase letters. I'm just choosing to do that. $A plus $B times $C. And you notice that when you assign a variable like E or D or ABC, there's no dollar sign in front of it. That's just the way it works. But when you reference it, it needs a dollar sign. By reference it, in this case, I'm saying echo $E. Now, we haven't discussed this, but I want you to think about this. What's it going to be? A plus B times C. What? A is 3, B is 2, C is 4. So I want you to think about what that might be as a value. Don't use your calculators. Don't say, okay, Google. Use your brain. Okay, do you know the orders of operations? Let's take a look and see what happens. 11. How did it get to be 11? Did it take 3 plus 2, make it 5 times 4, 20? No, it did not. So what it did is actually order of operations, remember. The B is 2 and C is 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. And the A is 3. That's where it got the 11. Now if I wanted to get the value of 20, if I wanted to say first do A plus B, I'm putting that in parentheses. So A plus B is now going to be 5 times 4 is going to be 20, which means there's 3 sets of parentheses there. Now I can get that 20. Let's go back to the lecture. Division. A divided by B. You know what that answer is? 3 divided by 2. And then we echo that out. Let's take a look and see what happens. Looks like I combined E and F here in my actual example. But G equals $ parentheses parentheses $A divided by $B, close my parentheses, echo $G. By the way, if I wanted to take and have an E and an F, here's the quickest way to do it. Looking at these are old WordStar things, the control and whatever. I got back. Control K is to cut text, Control U is to uncut text. This was used in the 1980s. This is a very basic word processor. So in fact it was before the concept of cutting and pasting was invented. So this was cut and uncut. So I'm going to do Control K twice, then I'm going to do Control U twice, and that's going to put that back there. Now what I really wanted to do is to get rid of one set of parentheses here so we can see what happens on E, and then this one here I'm going to change its value to F, and I'm going to change that to an F. Okay, so now I've got G as well, and when I run that, see G says 1. Let me explain that. G, which we really know is 3 divided by 2, really equals 1.5. We see you got the 3 and the 2. So we got 1.5 as the value, but it displays as 1 because this particular language cannot handle integer, or can only handle integers. It cannot handle decimal points. So we have a program created called BC. It's an arbitrary precision calculator language. It's just a program that somebody wrote that will allow those values to be converted to decimals. So, how do we do that? Well, here it is. It's a little bit complicated, but I'm going to echo this particular phrase. It's in quotes. So scale equals 1 means give me one decimal and use $A divided by $B. So I'm going to send that echo. So I'm going to send that. But where am I sending it? I'm sending it to the output, to the input of BC, the basic calculator. And that will assign H a value, which I will then echo. So let's go back and take a look at that. H equals $echo. Oops, I missed the parentheses in there. So I'm echoing, remember this is a string of text. Scale equals 1 semicolon $A divided by $B. So I am echoing some text. But where am I echoing it to? I'm pipelining it to BC. And the result of that, you see, has a parentheses at the end here, at the beginning here, and a $sign there, because it's assigning H a value. The variable called H. And then I'm going to just echo $H. When I run that, there's my 1.5 that I was looking for.